Giannis Antetokounmpo's craziest dunks. Isn't it crazy to be in the highest rank for the best dunks? The thought of that seems pretty cool, right? Well, being the only crazy person to do the best dunks and earn a huge reputation is not a piece of cake. This basketball player, the Greek Freak, has the best and craziest dunks in the history of the NBA. The rest of the world can't help but admire his performance. Let's get into the details. Giannis Sina Ugo Antetokounmpo is the NBA's most ruthless superstar. Giannis is a speedy, ball-safe guard. He's a 6-foot, 11-inch guard forward with a leg that stretches the length of the field with 3 dribbles. Giannis has been called a Greek freak for a reason. Talking about the fame and fan following of this player, the 26-year-old has been playing for the Milwaukee Bucks since 2013. Before that, he played for Filathlitikos from 2011 to 2013. Giannis has won many awards during his career, including 2 MVPs, a DPOY, and an MIP. Today, we are going to discuss his crazy dunks in the history of the NBA. Let's get into the details. King of the dunks. How does he do that? He has the skills to put him in the top league of top scorers in the world. ESPN's Kirk Goldsberry proved this by using points per shot from each area of the floor. When you're big enough to stick the ball through the hoop, it's really hard to miss. But that's also why it's the hardest shot in the game. As the Wall Street Journal noted, Giannis is on pace to shatter the dunk record since that stat has been tracked. Dwight Howard has the all-time most at 266, but Giannis, if he plays the rest of the schedule, 80 games in total, is on pace to finish with 364. The 5 best dunks of all time. Giannis Antetokounmpo jumped over New York Knicks guard Tim Hardaway Jr. to catch and dunk an alley-oop thrown by teammate Chris Middleton. It was incredible to watch and, frankly, unbelievable. It's arguably the best NBA highlight thus far this season. But is it the greatest dunk of Antetokounmpo's career? That's a tough question to answer, but luckily there's a scientific way to figure this out. The ESPN Milwaukee Dunk Scale. Each of Antetokounmpo's 600 career dunks was given a score from 1 to 10 in 5 different categories. Number 5. Milwaukee Bucks versus Toronto Raptors, April 15, 2017. A playoff message for the Raptors. Power through on-ball contact and explodes through it at the rim. 8 out of 10. Playoff defense, huh? It doesn't mean much of anything to Antetokounmpo. He went right through DeMarre Carroll's hand defense and finished with the left hand, while Serge Ibaka waited on the backside to block it. 9 out of 10. The Greek Freak was intent on sending a message in his first playoff game as the leading man in Milwaukee. He was going to go through anyone willing to get in his way. 10 out of 10. The guttural yell could be heard loud and clear as Antetokounmpo hung from the rim with his left hand. A double hop on the way back down to the floor let the Raptors know he was well aware of what he had just done, but didn't have the time to celebrate in the playoffs. 8 out of 10. Left hand only, crushed the rim before hanging onto it. Clean dunk, clear message. 10 out of 10. Total score, 45 out of 50. Number 4. Bucks at Celtics, October 26, 2017. Alley-oop on Aaron Bain. Tried to roll to the rim slowly and find the soft spot in the defense, then quickly explode to the rim. Caught a lob thrown 12 feet in the air, 10 out of 10. An unbelievable catch on the alley-oop thrown near the top of the square. Caught it over 7-foot, 255-pound Baines and finished through him. 10 out of 10. Antetokounmpo wanted to destroy him, and he did. Baines was so disoriented that he rebounded the ball that was dunked on him. 10 out of 10. Huge moment. The Bucks were down 6 at the time, and it was a big basket in the game. They would ultimately win. However, that meant little preening afterwards, but still, there's a little flex while getting back on defense. Baines then rebounded the dunk and threw an assist. That's what ultimately keeps the dunk out of the top 3. Baines' size made the dunk more difficult and impressive, but ultimately kept Antetokounmpo from slamming cleanly. Despite the collision in midair, there was no implosion at the rim. 8 out of 10. Total score, 46 out of 50. Number 3, Bucks versus Knicks, February 6, 2018, jumping over Tim Hardaway Jr. He jumped over another player to complete the dunk. He did so from the dotted line. If the Summer Olympics ever introduced amalgam of the long jump, high jump, and hurdles, Greece would take home a gold medal. Ridiculous. 10 out of 10. It's almost impossible. He's one of only 5 players in basketball history who could probably have done it. 10 out of 10. It seemed like he was just going up to catch the alley-oop and didn't intend to jump over Hardaway, which helps in the other categories, but not this one. Still wanted to throw it down hard, though. 8 out of 10. It's difficult to grade the hype on this one. Antetokounmpo didn't react to it as he does with some of the other dunks included in this discussion. John McEnroe's reaction helps, as does Middleton's looking around in all directions trying to comprehend what he just saw. But it was more of a shock than anything from anyone at that moment. Internet response time helps. 9 out of 10. Caught an alley-oop while jumping from an impossible distance and managed to jump over another player. Great rim net pop on the punch. 10 out of 10. Total score, 47 out of 50. Number 2, Bucks vs. Knicks, April 10th, 2015. Block to a one-man fast break in Madison Square Garden. Antetokounmpo moves his feet on one end to block Tim Hardaway Jr.'s shot. Somehow he keeps it alive and corrals it, then proceeds to hit Lance Thomas with a behind-the-back dribble before detonating the rim. 10 out of 10. Good players can block Hardaway Jr.'s shot. Great players can handle the ball well enough at 6'11" to complete the behind-the-back dribble. Special players can do both of these things, while also forcing Cole Aldridge to make a business decision on the same play. 9 out of 10. He was so intent on destroying the rim that Aldridge decided it was best for his well-being to get out of the way. 9 out of 10. To this day, Antetokounmpo's single best mean mug, and quite possibly the moment the stank face became a staple of his big play celebrations. The clenched fists, the flexing, the heavy breathing, it's all there. 10 out of 10. All three portions of the play are incredibly precise, and the dunk is pristine. Clean runway. The ball explodes through the rim pulled down. 10 out of 10. Total score, 48 out of 50. And number 1, Bucks vs. Thunder, March 6th, 2016. A Euro step on Westbrook, followed by a lefty slam on Ibaka. Point Giannis? Check. A European step that shakes Russell Westbrook? Check. A lefty dunk on top of Ibaka's challenging at the rim? Check. 10 out of 10. Degree of difficulty. Needed to be able to grab the rebound, bring up the floor cleanly, and beat the active hands of Westbrook before actually finishing at the rim with Ibaka lurking. 10 out of 10. Oh, Antetokounmpo was not going to be stopped, and once he saw Ibaka coming, he was going to put it on his head. 10 out of 10. Antetokounmpo turns around quickly before slowing down because of the foul called on Ibaka. As an aside, why are fouls rarely called when people get dunked on? Well, this probably brings down the hype a bit, but the bench still lost it. 9 out of 10. All of his movements on the way to the basket were incredibly precise. Ibaka doesn't hit the ball, so Antetokounmpo can palm it with his left and put it through without incident. 10 out of 10. Total score, 49 out of 50. Are the big hands a big advantage for him? Giannis is the only NBA player to win both the Most Improved Player and Most Valuable Player awards. His nickname is the Greek Freak. He and his brother Thanasis served in the military in 2016. When talking about the game, many think that his long arms are a big advantage. The size of the Bucks star's hands have been a subject of talk for quite some time. Giannis's hands are 9.85 by 12 inches. He is third on the list of NBA players with the biggest hands, behind Boban Marjanovic and Shaquille O'Neal. To understand how big the Bucks star's hands are, ESPN's The Jump host Rachel Nichols back in 2017 compared her hands with Giannis, and the result turned out to be funny. The team uses the giant monster to block the path to the rim, and the long-armed athlete uses his wings to stop dribbling in that direction. But no one can stop Giannis. Well, this video sums up all the facts and the best historical dunks of the big man. We hope you liked the video. Do let us know about your favorite dunk of his in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and share.